So this topic, anytime I speak about this topic, I get abrogated, I get angry, I get irritated for a lot of reasons. I don't know why. Let me say, I'm holy pass. So yeah, I have a new look and hi, what's up? So for a country that religion was introduced to, one would wonder why we have so many churches, so many religion, so many doctrines in our country today, Nigeria. It's crazy. I always wonder that to myself. I always like think about that. You see me, I'm just like so many things. Everybody gets their own, everybody get what they want to talk. And you just keep like, waiting happen. When I told do have you noticed that when somebody wants to market something and you look for the country they would go to, Nigerians we overdo, like we get energy. Guys, you're welcome to the amazing episode on EWL Podcast. Don't forget that this podcast is a platform for you to be expressive and a reality check. Our topic today is, what does your religion have to say? But in the course of this topic, I would love for all of us to reflect and rephrase genuinely, diligently, and we would rephrase together by the end of this topic, hopefully. And I would want us to ask ourselves, what does God have to say? In this country, people do a lot of crazy things for religion. You know, one example I would use, growing up that time, they asked me, oh, try they wear trousers. I would say, my church, no, they wear trousers. My church said we should not wear trousers. And I would wonder, why is it my church? Why not my God said? I don't understand the concept of religion to a large extent, because I think in as much as religion has helped shaped a lot of individuals to be an amazing person, to be amazing as they come. I mean, I would always thank God for lives that give their life to God and they are being called by God genuinely because of religion. I'm grateful for those kind of scenarios. But I'm also irritated and disgusted by people thinking that they have a say in people's life just because you think that you are under the umbrella of one huge religion, or you think your religion supersedes another person. I don't know, but I get irritated and disgusted. Not them per se, but their behaviors to other people. When you hear say, my church they do this, and you know they do this one. I have friends. In fact, my closest circle are not from my church, and sometimes I am grateful because for people that have made friends from my circle, like from my age group in the church, I don't think I've had a reason to appreciate them more than people I have outside my religion. Does that make sense? So a lot of things that actually irritates me when I talk about this topic. I remember in season 1 of my podcast, I talked about reality versus religion. And I would like to state accurately, when I say this, say this with so much boldness and with so much assurance. When I say that the Bible is not a manual to your religion, the Bible is a manual to life. The Bible is a manual to the right way on how to live your life, your existence as a person. Your life is not limited by what your religion or what your religion practices. I mean, you go to church max 2 or 3 times a week, and you have 5 days to face the reward. I mean, the Bible teaches you the importance of integrity. The Bible teaches you the importance of staying diligent. The Bible made us understand that here's a man who is diligent in his works, he shall stand before kings. So I think no matter any teaching your religion will tell you, it will not supersede the teachings of the Word of God. The Word of God is superior. And it's not limited to just your religion. It's a manual to how you navigate life as a worker, as a girl child, as a boy child, as a man, as a woman. As a child, the Bible is a manual. It's open to us all. So do not be deceived by what anybody tells you. I really get, I don't know why I'm angry. I need to calm down. I see a lot of times people give excuses for certain behavior, and they cloud it and they mask it in being religious. Because sometimes I don't understand people's behavior to a lot of things. I always talk about when people make not the best decision. When you come across young, some young ladies, some young men that did not make the best decision growing up. Sometimes we are not proud of what we do as individuals, and they are more scared of what people will say. And I said this previously. I've said this for those of you that were with me on my season one. That a lot of times when we try to craft ourselves to be prophets, for people that if you check self, you self you only pass them. If you look and where you self fee gets more scorecard to go heaven past them. But a lot of people would craft their life, would craft their existence just to suit certain people, just to gain validation from people that claim to be religious. I don't even get it sometimes. I speak about people that would make a mistake of getting involved, and you see them there with a child, and they would, I don't know, they made bad decisions. You know, one thing about mistake, when you have like make a mistake the first time, it's considered yes, everyone makes like some really bad mistakes. But when you do it the second time for the same reason, the third time, I will like the Bible considered that foolishness. Like a fool at 40 is a fool forever. Live your life based on the terms God has set for you. Standing onto like walking towards human terms will be difficult, I promise you. You know, God is strict. But humans like ourselves, we have different, we can wake up today, we are left. Tomorrow we are right. Next tomorrow we are down. Tomorrow we are up. So how do you want to even craft your life in such a way that it's going to benefit or it's going to suit someone's validation? Back to my topic. So people that are with a child, you see most of them will take the route. You know, sometimes when people like get rid of their child, I would ask the first question: are you doing this because you think this will affect you personally, or you're doing this because of what on the your mommy's friends or what the church will say? Sometimes it's difficult to wrap my head around it, because if you choose to go through if you choose to go seeking for human validation, is a lot of crisis ahead, I promise you. But someone has made a mistake, and you know, say God do not agree with this one. You go contain yourself, pray for God, make He give you the strength to adjust. You know, when you make a mistake, the only thing you can do is to adjust your path. And that is why you see, you know, I think religion is part of the reasons. I'm not saying this the total like it's all the reasons. I said it's part of the reasons why people that give birth out of wedlock, why their life end up, like most of them that don't know better, their life ends up becoming a mess, because they are in the constant struggle. You see, most of themselves, they will just like, since this man don't like, the man has gotten me pregnant, they would leave the church, live there anywhere close to the church, live anywhere close to anybody that would recognize them, and you see them, they will run after the man, even when you know 100% that this man, you know, there are some men see, I don't want to even sound like that, but even when you know that this man will not contribute to your growth in any way, I don't believe that a girl getting pregnant out of wedlock can end her life ultimately. I don't believe that. I mean, you see people that chose themselves even after giving birth, they still have a way of packaging, like they even end up becoming like one of the most amazing people you will come across. So I don't know, I think people should leave that phase of what does my religion have to say, and start walking in what does God have to say, in the light of what does God have to say. What do your maker have to say about those situations? Sometimes you may not even know better, but because you're trying to please religion, you're trying to please doctrines, you're trying to meet up with church criteria, you're trying to look good in church, you're trying to look like the holy one, you're trying to be the perfect girl in the church, you make a lot of mistake. I would say religion kind of clouded me with a lot of things. When I have conversations with my siblings or my cousins or my friends sometimes, and I ask them like certain questions, not because I don't know better, I try to expose myself to a lot of things that I should know, but it's just sometimes the experience are not there, and because you have been shielded, that even some people will even tell you, if the thought of this self you have committed a sin. But for someone to understand that these things happen, you just have to be disciplined. You just have to understand. You just have to know better. You have to be exposed. You have to ask questions for you to even get some things. But because my church said we should not do this, like you hear some doctrines and you ask yourself, is this really like, now the same Bible now we they read? So the message today is quit asking what people will say. Quit asking what my religion have to say about this, and concentrate more on what God have to say. I'm not even giving, like, I don't want this to give a Bible study vibe. I want you to like actually vibe with this episode and rephrase from asking unnecessary questions. How about, like, let's gauge this. You look perfect in the eyes of men, but before your maker you are filthy. Before your maker you are considered wicked. You don't even know what it means to love. You don't know what it means to be a good person. You don't know what it means to be nice. Some people don't even know what being nice look like or feels like. They are so principled, they are so religious that it clouds them as an individual. You see them, they don't even understand what it means that how you dress is how you want to be addressed. They don't know what it means to be better in our beer church every day, but you don't know what it means to have integrity. In our beer church, you're coming to church every day, but you don't even know what it means to be decent as a person. You promise that, oh, when I loan you this money, I'm going to get it back. You know Genesis to Revelation, oh, but you don't understand what is inside. In our beer, you come to church Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, but you borrowed somebody's money. For you to pay it back is difficult, and you consider yourself a very religious person. It's an error. So look beyond what people are saying and what your religion is saying, and move on to God to know what he's saying. How do we know when God is speaking? You have to make him you have to seek his own validation. People, I think sometimes people are more scared of people criticism than what God would like, than God himself. Like, I don't even understand how that works. Really, really, I just feel that God is the surest bet. Let's leave that perfect. See, perfection is not for man. We can always strive towards perfection, but it's not for man, I promise you. So if you're in the constant struggle of being that perfect person, being that perfect sister, I think you should withdraw and just walk towards being a good person. Try. Nobody they good finish. Even me where they talk if I no good finish. We just try to God's own understanding and God's help. I promise you when I say God is the surest bet. Yeah, guys. Don't forget to stream this podcast on Anchor, Spotify, and on YouTube. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel at Luchi's Concept. We have a weekly vlog every Thursday. Please tune in at my Ask Luchi segment. Please, guys, engage. And don't forget to follow me on all social media platforms at Oluchi Metezi. We have a podcast page also on Instagram, EW_podcast. All of that will pop popping on the screen. I would work really hard to have a guest next week so we can maybe talk about this topic further or a different thing. I'm not promising. I think when I have a guest, we'll have to like two perspectives of things. Okay, guys, I'm your host, Metezi Oluchi Gloria. Don't forget to spread love. I don't know why people don't dip when I say this. Don't forget to spread love, because God is love and love is God. Have an amazing week, guys. Bye.